Turkish Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoğlu will join other European leaders in an extraordinary show of support for France at a mass rally in Paris scheduled for January 11. There were calls for Davutoğlu to join the demonstration as a wave of global support continued following the bloody end to the Charlie Hebdo attacks sieges. 4 prime ministers have announced that they would participate in the Paris rally so far. It will be an interesting test for Ankara, political commentator Cengiz Aktar said in a tweet on January 9. Davutoğlu will make the visit on the invitation of French President François Hollande and express Turkey's solidarity with the French people, Turkish Prime Ministry sources told semi-official Anadolu Agency. Global condemnation poured in as French police killed the Islamist gunmen, with bitter foes Israel and Iran both condemning the slaughter at the satirical newspaper as terrorism and even North Korea and Cuba sending condolences. A wave of solidarity continued to sweep around the globe in the wake of the attacks, with people staging new vigils in several cities to declare Jesus Charlie in a show of support for free speech. British Prime Minister David Cameron and Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy, whose countries have suffered major terror attacks in the past decade, were among the first to say they would attend a huge rally in Paris on Sunday, according to Agence France Presse. Cameron said he would be celebrating the values behind Charlie Hebdo. German Chancellor Angela Merkel, Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi and Belgian Prime Minister Charles Michel said they would also come. European Council President Donald Tusk and European Commission Chief Jean-Claude Juncker said they would attend the Paris rally as well, accompanied by the EU's Foreign Affairs Supremo Federica Mogherini. Britain's Prince Harry meanwhile signed a book of condolence in London. French police on Friday stormed the site north of Paris where the 2 brothers who attacked Charlie Hebdo had taken a hostage, killing both. The attack Wednesday on the magazine, which has published cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, left 12 dead. Heavily armed police also raided a kosher supermarket where an alleged associate of the brothers had taken several hostages, killing the gunman. 4 other people also died there. Fresh condemnation of the attacks came from around the world, often from opposing sides of ideological and strategic divides. Israel expressed concern over what it called a terror offensive in France. The terrorist offensive taking place over the past 3 days is not only against the French people or France's Jews but against the entire free world, Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman said. Israel's sworn enemies Iran and Hezbollah also condemned the attacks on Charlie Hebdo, saying they harmed the cause of Muslims around the world. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani said violence and terrorism is reprehensible whether in this region, in Europe, or in the United States. The chief of the powerful Lebanese Shiite group Hezbollah, which is backed by Iran, said Sunni jihadists have caused more offense to Muslims than any book, cartoon, or film. Through their shameful, heinous, inhumane, and cruel words and acts, these groups have offended the Prophet, religion, the Holy Book and the Muslim people more than any other enemy, said Nasrallah in a televised speech. North Korea, which has been accused of hacking Sony Pictures over a controversial movie about leader Kim Jong-un, also condemned the attacks on Charlie Hebdo. North Korean Foreign Minister Ri Soo-young sent a message of condolence in which he reaffirmed the principled stand of the DPRK to oppose all sorts of terrorism, the state news agency KCNA said. Cuba, which has also been accused by rights groups of suppressing freedom of speech, similarly paid respect. President Raúl Castro sent a message of condolence to President Hollande for the terrorist attack, a foreign ministry official said on condition of anonymity. The rallies that have drawn thousands of people together in cities around the world in support of Charlie Hebdo continued too. In Istanbul, dozens of Turkish journalists gathered to call for journalistic freedom. The Charlie Hebdo cartoonists wore the flag of freedom of thought with the greatest of courage, said Erkan Akil, a newspaper cartoonist. Several dozen Muslims gathered outside Vienna's main mosque after Friday prayers with placards reading "No to terror" and "Not in my name." In Hungary, Prime Minister Viktor Orban condemned the barbaric, brutal attack, adding that it was especially poignant that this happened so close to us, in the European Union. But the head of the far-right Jobbik Party, Gabor Vona, called for tougher immigration controls, saying that a new era began on Wednesday when terrorism immigrated into Europe.